Hi Taurus, this is your February 2016 horoscope. Welcome. As you can see, I'm in some beautiful scenery. I made sure to get a couple little flowers in the mix for you since I know you like natural stuff. I'm a Taurus myself by the sun, so I completely understand. Anyway, what's going to be going on for us Taurians in February of 2016?
Well, first of all, the sun starts out at 11 degrees Aquarius in your 10th house of career and social status. So Taurus, during Aquarius season, when the sun's in Aquarius, every year we are more seen publicly or within our career sphere. That means we have an opportunity to shine out to the world if we are the type of people who are involved in social media, networking, but also in our career, like in the work area. We're going to be paid a lot more attention to. That could be good, it could be bad, depending upon what kind of job you're doing and how well you're doing it. But you are definitely shining, okay? You're seen a lot more. So this is a good opportunity to make a good impression, though. Turn it into a good thing. Don't just have people looking at you with an eagle eye at work and your career like, what is Taurus doing? Are they keeping up with their work? Are they being too slow with what they do? Or are they keeping up the pace, In any route, you know what? We're highlighted, we're seen. Let's make the best of it. On the 20th of February, the sun's going to move into Pisces. Pisces is our 11th house. The 11th house is the house of groups of friends and also any groups that we belong to, like any organizations, or even it's like our online social media groups, if you belong to any of those. So we are going to be seen a lot more, definitely in those types of groups. Spotlight's going to be on us, and whatever we say is going to be seen and heard probably a lot more than usual. Our friends may start coming around a little more like, hey, I miss you, Taurus. Why don't we kick it? Why don't we hang out? During the 10th house transits, we're a lot more focused on career. So friends may want us to come out and play, and I know we're kind of stubborn and everything, but we can say, okay, we are workaholic people, but it's okay to just take a break sometimes, just go hang out with your friends and enjoy yourself. So what's Venus going to be doing? Venus is our ruling planet, Taurus. She's going to be hanging out in Capricorn up until the 18th of February. So she's going to be hanging out in our 9th house. The 9th house is the house of traveling. So we may be either traveling a long distance, or we may be at least thinking about it. The 9th house is also the house of education and higher knowledge, higher learning. So during the time that the sun is in our 10th house of career and Venus is in our 9th house of higher knowledge and education, we could be learning some more things that are going to enhance our career and make us seem more in a good light. What we need to be careful of is on the 8th of February when Venus meets up with Pluto. Pluto is the ruling planet of our descendant, which is our relationships, our 7th house cusp, our opposites, who are Scorpios. So when Venus meets with Pluto, it can bring out a scorpionic type of feeling in us. We may feel a lot more deep during that time, a lot more annoyed with the superficial. In the negative sense, what can happen is we become in our relationships more possessive, more looking at our partner like, what have you really been doing while I'm at work? What are you really talking to on your phone? Can I have your password to all of your social media? Why do you have a password on your phone? So that's a negative manifestation of Venus and Pluto. It can also mean like more passion in our relationships during that short time that there's a conjunction. I would say within like a couple days before, a couple days after February 8th is when we'll feel it the most. Besides on that day, an intensity within our relationships. If you're not in a relationship or not interested in being one, then Venus also rules how you enjoy yourself. And you can enjoy yourself in more Plutonian type of ways. It doesn't have to be anything dirty. But if it's in the 9th house is also reading a lot of books. You can get into some risque books, books about the occult. I don't know if any of you Tauruses have not yet read 50 Shades of Grey. If you're into that type of thing, or if you're not, maybe you might feel like checking something like that out during that time. Or maybe just enjoying watching some of those like murder mysteries, or what's that show on Netflix now that's like To Make a Murder or something like that. I think that's what it's called. You may feel like, you know what, I want to watch this show and really get into it and binge watch it like crazy. So that's what can happen during the Venus and Pluto conjunction. On a positive note, on the 18th, Venus will move into Aquarius, and that's going to be in your 10th house. So by that time, the Sun has moved into your 11th. Venus is going to be in your 10th. Venus in your 10th, a couple ways it can play out are female figures can be very prominent in helping you out with your business and your career. It can also mean getting along better with higher-ups and with bosses. It can also mean if you're not a career person, you may just start enjoying yourself in a way that's very 10th house, very Capricorn-like. You might start making more goals for money because Venus is money. You might start looking at, because Venus is how you enjoy yourself, and it's also beauty. You may start looking at beauty that's very associated with Capricorn or the 10th house. Like, you know what? I'm going to rock a blazer this month. I'm going to buy more blazers or power suits. Like I said in my Venus and Capricorn video, I'm going to start, learning how to contour my cheekbones. This is a good time if you're into beauty and you're a woman or a man that's into beauty. You can buy like a contouring kit or highlighter and get your cheekbones on fleek. I hate that word, but I know it's popularly used. On fleek, oh my god. You may start looking at your life like, you know what, I just want to enjoy the finer things. I want to enjoy good things. I want to feel successful because the 10th house is all about success. So Venus being there during the last part of February can make you feel more inclined towards saving up and making goals to be more successful and enjoy more of the good life. Mars, what is Mars doing with his intense self? Mars is still in Scorpio, and he will be until August, off and on between Scorpio and Sagittarius. But in February, he's going to be staying in the sign of Scorpio. He's going to be hanging out between 14 and 27 degrees of Scorpio. So especially for Tauruses who have your sun, moon, or rising sign between 14 and 27 degrees of Taurus, you're definitely going to feel the Mars energy more intensely than you already have been. Since Scorpio is our opposite sign, Taurus, and Mars is like opposite us, we are looking at people, pointing that Mars arrow at them. We are going to get more irritated and frustrated with people on the negative side, just being honest. We can be more easily agitated by people's actions. We could be more impatient with people, like, you know what, you just need to get this done and hurry up, because I don't want to be the only one left behind getting things done and doing things. It's not fair. The opposite sign of us, which is our 7th house, rules relationships and also balance amongst two people. So we're going to feel like, you know what, things have to be fair. And if things are not fair, Mars' arrow is going to point them out to us. Whether it's a romantic relationship, whether it's a partnership with anybody doing anything. Mars will go into his shadow period starting on February 17th. What that means is he's going to start slowing down his forward motion. He's still going to be forward, but he's going to be slowing down, which means he's going to become even more intense, Taurus. So we really have to watch out for that after the 17th. He's going to start slowing down until he goes retrograde April 17th. That's when the real action and maybe some drama can happen. But in the meanwhile, just focusing on February, remember the 17th on is going to be pretty intense with Mars. So what I can recommend is this: put that passion and aggression into work, okay, instead of towards other people, because it can get out of hand at times if we let it. It can cause some explosions in relationships and maybe even some breakups and fights, And you never know. I mean, if some issues come up that cause a breakup, maybe it's just something that needed to come up anyway. Because Mars digs and brings things to the surface. Like, look at this problem, look at this problem, look at all this mess and these issues that have been laying around all this time. I see all of this now, and I want to take care of it. I want to get rid of it. Mars wants to just get it out of the way, So what I could recommend is Taurus, we're ruled by Venus. Venus is diplomatic. We can get along with people very well, So just remain calm, diplomatic, get issues on the table, but get them resolved in a diplomatic way, if at all possible. What's Mercury going to be doing in February 2016 for us, Taurus? Well, Mercury is going to be in Capricorn up until the 14th, which is Valentine's Day. Mercury is going to be in his shadow period, coming off of his retrograde motion of going backwards and causing a lot of issues in our lives, and us to go over things and revise things and redo and repeat and all those breathes. He's coming out of the shadow period officially on the 8th of February. So then, Taurus, you can breathe easy until April of this year when he's going to go retrograde in our sign, and that's going to be a lot more fun. Capricorn is in our 9th house. That's also, that's still the house of education and travel. So if we did try to enjoy some travel plans while Venus was in our 9th house, there are chances that there's some delays that can happen or miscommunication. There could be just issues with travel that come up, but they're not going to be as intense and as bad as they were when it was officially retrograde. But just look out for those. Just remember, Mercury's still a little shaky up until the 8th, and if we try to initiate travel before then, it may have some issues. But after the 8th, it's all good, and we can continue trying to make travel plans or actually traveling. Oh my God, what's wrong with my eye?
Okay, Mercury is definitely still in retrograde right now because my microphone was not on almost the whole horoscope. I apologize, Taurus. And I had to move because the sun was all up in my eyeball. So anyway, I hope you enjoy this beautiful fountain in the background. Sorry I took your flowers away. Once Mercury moves into Aquarius on the 14th of February, that's going to be in our 10th house of career. So we're going to be super busy. We're going to want to just go, go, go. We're going to be running errands everywhere, maybe for our bosses or co-workers, maybe helping people out in the career sphere. Either that, or if we have our own business, we'll just be making a lot of business calls, or maybe people will be calling us a lot, making business calls to us. At any rate, we're going to be super busy. So prepare yourself. Valentine's Day and going forward, we're going to be very, very busy in the career sphere. Jupiter continues to be in the sign of Virgo, which is in our 5th house of creativity and casual dating and romance and children. And if you own your own business, that is also counted as the 5th house because it is something that you create yourself. So Jupiter is continuing to go backwards through there. Jupiter is traveling through that sign from 22 back to 19 degrees of Virgo. So if you're a Taurus that has sun, moon, or ascendant rising sign at 19 to 22 degrees Virgo, you're going to be receiving a positive trine aspect from Jupiter. Since it's retrograde, what it's going to be causing you to do is just kind of go back and redo things, or you might want to find better ways to handle your own business, better ways to create things. You might be relearning because Jupiter is higher learning. So you might be going back and relearning some things that have to do with having your own business or being creative, maybe taking some classes on some things. What it can also bring is, a lot of romantic casual dating suitors. As long as Jupiter is retrograde, there are some that can come back from the past, creeping up on you what's up? Can we get something going again or what? Just remember, retrogrades. A lot of times when you're redoing things, when retrogrades end and the planet moves forward in their forward motion again, you may start to rethink things and see things in a different light, or maybe some things were brought to light during the retrograde so that when it starts going forward again, you kind of change your mind and say, you know what, I see things from a different perspective now. Because Jupiter is also a higher perspective. And I see that it's not going to work out, so I'm going to do things differently. And peace, bye. No, we're not going to do this again. What it can do for children, if you have children, it can bring a lot of fun, happy times, or being creative and just doing a lot of fun activities with your kids. But it can also make you look at things from a higher perspective when it comes to your kids and go back and think about things and maybe readjust ways that you are parenting them or spending time with them, or maybe rethink some activities that they're involved in. It can also help you to just in general, okay, doesn't necessarily have to be with your business or relationships or kids, just in general, Taurus, we're feeling a lot more creative. It's like things come to us more easily during this time that are creative ideas. What I have personally found myself as a Taurus while Jupiter's been sending this trine aspect to me, Tauruses, we like to plan things. We don't really like random, okay? We don't like to go to the grocery store without a list, or else, hey, we love food. We'll be buying all kinds of crap. But what I can do now is go to the store without a list, but just have in mind some things that we already have at home, because Tauruses, we don't like waste, right? We'll utilize what we have at home, but I will come up with recipes. Okay, we have this, and this at home. Okay, I can quickly grab some things and come up with a recipe like that. Usually I can't do that, but while Jupiter's been in Virgo, sending a trine aspect to my Taurus planets, it's like, wow, I can come up with creative ideas like so fast, and I love it. I absolutely love it. I really hope you're loving this energy too, Taurus, and I hope it's working out for you in the best way. Just remember, Jupiter is a magnifier, okay? He looks at things and he expands your view of them, your higher view of them. So if anything negative does come up, just remember, Jupiter just wants you to take a look at them in detail so that you can go a better route with them once the retrograde motion goes forward. The new moon is happening on February 8th at 19 degrees Aquarius. That's in our 10th house of career. So with all this 10th house energy going on, Taurus, be on the lookout for a new beginning in regards to our career or social status. Maybe we are earning a new status that's higher than it was before. Maybe we're just going to have like a new boss figure come along, or maybe we could become a boss figure. Hey, you know, that would be nice. But in regards to career and social status, definitely new beginning. If you're not in a career, then maybe just being seen publicly, like on social media, that can happen. Lord have mercy. That can happen also, to where it's just like bing, all of a sudden, like we're shot into the limelight, because the 10th house is like the highest point of where you could be seen. So you could be all of a sudden shot into the limelight if you're on social media or in any type of field like that. But otherwise, it's definitely like career related. If you're not a working or career Taurus, maybe you're a homemaker. The 10th house represents parenthood, okay? Mainly like father figures are the main disciplinarian, authoritarian, parental figure. So there can be new beginnings in regards to how you parent your kids, or how your relationship is with your parent. The full moon is going to be on February 22nd at 3 degrees Virgo in our 5th house. The 5th house is casual dating, romance, children, creative projects, your own business, also your creative hobbies. So we can either get a new hobby and start a new one. New beginnings with children can mean, you know, maybe you can get pregnant if that's something that you want. Maybe your kids start a new hobby. Maybe something comes to a completion when it comes to your own business or something that you've created. The full moon is a very intense, emotionally intense time. So if it's in your 5th house, on the negative side, what it can bring is emotional intensity in regards to your children or romantic partners. Like the full moon can cause fights sometimes. I'm just gonna be honest. It can cause fights and spats, and oh my god, look at my hair. The 5th house is hair. Ooh, child. Taurus is, maybe we can get a new haircut. You know, it can cause some emotional intensity in those areas. So Taurus, overall, the month of February, our main focuses are going to be the 10th house of career, social status, how you're seen in the public eye, travel, higher education, higher knowledge, learning some new things, creativity, our romantic partners, relationships, and our kids. What this looks like to me, the combination says to me that there's a good chance that a lot of Tauruses are working on getting themselves out there in a positive light, creating new things in the lines of business and career, and also traveling, which can be traveling with friends or with kids or romantic partners. Those are going to be the main focuses, and I really hope they manifest in the most beneficial way for all of us. All right, Taurus. Well, I hope you enjoyed this horoscope. I do apologize for all of the Mercury retrograde issues that have happened, and I really hope you enjoy. I hope it helps you. Till next month, peace.